What keeps me going is this clarity that midwives save lives and that birth centers improve outcomes. By the time I was 7 years old, my mom, after a horrible hospital birth with me, decided to have my sister at home with midwives. And 2 years later, my brother was born at home with midwives. And that absolutely shaped my worldview. I thought that babies were born at home in the next room. And there was a time in this country when midwives provided community care and caught all the babies. And then, there was an economic decision in this country to shift childbirth into the hospitals. There was a rise of, nursing and nurse midwives and obstetrics. And we really created a system that advantages hospital care over community-based midwifery. And I think that's really our work at Neighborhood Birth Center, is being really clear about the inequity and then working to create a birth center that serves all of Boston. But the only way we can do that is that we're really clear who is having the worst outcomes and worst experiences now, and building power and including those folks and those voices deeply in the design and in governance of the model. I remember talking to this midwife and she said, we've always wanted a birth center here. And it was too hard. We were met with resistance from hospitals and insurance companies, and the state regulations were outdated. And the fact is, it shouldn't be this hard to open a birth center. We shouldn't have to first change the state regulations and then change insurance practices and then, right? But it has been hard. Midwives are a key evidence-based solution to the crisis of maternal health and the ways that it bears down inequitably in communities of color. That is a fact. And we know how to open birth centers, and we know how to fund them, and we know how to get better insurance reimbursement. And so I think the thing that kind of keeps nagging me and pushing me forward is all of that public health data. My roots are in public health, and the data hasn't changed. In fact, it's gotten worse. And so I'm like, we've got to get this open, right? And when we do, we will see a change in outcomes and experiences. We know that. In some ways, the challenges and the barriers don't feel insurmountable. They feel like actually it's absolutely worth to keep fighting because we can make it better. When the first light gets turned on, that first baby at the birth center, I've said this, and it might be 3:00 in the morning. I'm not a clinician. I won't be involved in the birth, but I will be upstairs in my office, probably weeping and crying and writing that we did it. I could cry now. It feels like it's been such a long time coming. The transformation that I hope that family feels, and that what the community feels, and that we begin the story of healing. And that feels really special. So I'm going to be a wreck.